Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. The webinar where we're going to talk a little about how to leverage our partnerships and the folks that we work with to help build and grow your business as a valued reseller partner of ours. Those of you, I see some familiar faces on here. Hi, Dave in Texas, I'm waving at you. I told Mary, who's sitting here with me too, about that. Mary is our manager of our marketing department. She's here to kind of listen in and talk a little bit about a couple of things later on, perhaps. But I, first of all, just wanted to welcome everybody here, and I really appreciate, especially those of you who join us on a regular basis for our reseller series. So I'm going to give a little shout out to that series, which isn't being canceled, but since it's falling on the holidays this year during Thanksgiving and Christmas time and the end of the year, we're going to kind of skip those. So this is your last chance to hear my dulcimer tones until we pick it back up in January with and kick off the new year right, helping our partners grow their business. So anytime that you have a question here, just raise your hand. That slide comes up next. I'm doing it out of order just because as I'm staring at the agenda, I want to just tell you, anytime, please just feel free. I'll try to keep an eye on that as we're doing this and answer them along the way. If I can't, of course, as always, I'll get back to you after the webinar to talk a little bit about it. But again, here to talk about leveraging our partners. And I'll talk a little about VoIP Supply, a little bit about the programs from the various manufacturers, some of our services and things that I talk about during our reseller webinar as well, because that's very important, that we keep driving that message home so that you do actually take advantage of it. A lot of you have asked me about it. Some of you ask me and get excited and then don't come back because we never really push forward. So I really encourage you, anything you see or hear today, in that follow-up part of things, please reach out to me or reach out to your rep here at VoIP Supply and make sure that anything you see or hear that you're interested in, we get it on the radar, we can schedule follow-ups and have some calls about it later on so we can drive it forward. So we just don't see it, get excited about it, and forget about it. So. And we're here to support you on any of those. I want to talk about this because I always forget to tell everybody at the beginning of these because I don't let you all talk over each other. Fire in the questions and we'll try to get them answered during the course of this. I apologize for being redundant to those of you who join us every month, but I want to talk a little bit about VoIP Supply because I love working here. And we've been doing this for about 17 years now on the hardware side of things and served well over 100,000 customers. As you see here, 125,000. It's more than that, but we keep forgetting to add the slide because, I don't like to brag too much. But a lot of happy folks that have worked with us over the years, including a huge reseller base. And I want to talk about things here to help you grow the business. As you know, thousands of products, about 50, 60 vendors at last count. Probably growing above and beyond that at this point too. There's a big blue arrow on my screen. Oh, thanks, Mary. That big blue arrow on my screen is pointed at me. So one of the best places to work. I try to hide behind everybody else because they're cooler than I am. But anyway, we have a lot of VoIP experts here, and the guys that I work with on the sales team alone, every one of them has very close to, if not more than 10 years of experience. Actually providing VoIP solutions, complementing your VoIP solutions so you can add to what you bring to your clients. And really this is the kind of the meat and potatoes of this whole webinar today. And I want to talk a little about the manufacturer programs. This is something I mentioned very briefly on a monthly basis, but really to drill into these, the most important thing to do as a reseller within the VoIP industry is to really leverage the reseller programs and the manufacturer programs that are brought to you by each manufacturer that we carry. Almost every one of them to a T has something that you can take advantage of by signing up officially. Super important. If you're not doing this, you can't leverage the best that each of these partners has to bring to the table as a reseller. So it's very important that you do that. And any of the brand links on our pages, when you get to the brand and you click on that from the brand tab on the site, will bring you to the page. It'll talk about the various product categories they have to offer, but almost every one of them has at the bottom of that list a place to click and sign up for the program. So Poly is an awesome example of that. Our tremendous partnership with them over the last year and a half has taken off like crazy. There is a way to sign up on our site. If you do not sign up on that site, you cannot take advantage of their Devices as Service program. You cannot take advantage of their ongoing rebate program for turning in equipment that already is on site at one of your end client sites. If you're going in there and displacing a solution, if they've got working business phones, man, that is just a great way to go in and get a big economic advantage over your competitor by helping them fill out that rebate form, but you got to be an official Poly partner to do that. A good example, you just place 10 phones, well, you can get 10 times a rebate on putting in a new Poly VVX 450, for example, or 350. One of those is $40 back per, so that's $400 that you're leaving on the table, which basically means you're leaving some free phones on the table for your client. You're not helping them, spend less money. You're a hero when you do this every time. That's just the beginning. Poly has a lot more things to offer, especially as a reseller. A good example, and most of these vendors have this, which is their device management system. Poly's Polycom device, or Poly, I should say. I did it again. I slipped and say Polycom still to this day. That's what happens when you've been around here longer than the furniture. So Poly's program for that, their new Poly device management system for service providers provides you not only a way to, if you want to, ZTP your products, but more importantly, do PCAPs and some more sophisticated monitoring and web monitoring of the products that you deploy for Poly. So these things you need to be part of the program for. Moving on from Poly, I'm going to go over there to Sangoma. Sangoma has a very specific official program. If you're not signed up, we can get you maybe the bare minimum reseller pricing, but we really can't get you in there officially unless you go in, apply to become a reseller for Sangoma, and reap some of the benefits there, including a really nice package, which kind of gets some skin in the game for you. They do have a financial part to that, which is basically $1,000 or $9,999 if you want to get psychological about it. But basically $1,000 for about $4,000 worth of really cool gear, including a PBX, including phones, including a gateway. So just a really great way to get a good package of starting products that you can get hands-on, learn and become an expert for it. And you want to be an expert when you're doing installs on your client's site. So if you're not doing that and you're not taking advantage of it, then you're not able to help your clients to the best of your ability and give them the best experience. And we know that's what you're in it for. It improves the margins the more you sell, so you want to get in that program. GrandStream, you want to definitely get in the Reseller Connect program. Same concept here. The advantages for GrandStream, I'm going to focus, you've probably heard this from me before because I think I talked about this, or if you're already on this webinar and you're one of our clients, you probably have seen the GrandStream name because we do a lot of webinars with them. They're a great partner. To take advantage of the NFR program, to get into their beta program, to get the attention of the reps, and if you want to do a deal reg or talk to us about pricing, you need to be in their program. And I can't even really sell to you at a reseller price level for GrandStream unless you're registered. So super important. You really can't even kick off with their products without it. So please, again, that's an advantage of the reseller program for GrandStream. Please take advantage of it. SNOM, same thing. These guys, tremendous new partnership with them, a brand new full-on distribution agreement with them. Their product line, I'm going to talk a little about their products because of all the vendors we carry, this might be one of the lesser known ones here. They're a German company and their product's super popular in Europe, and they're doing a nice job moving into the U.S. market. Some of the larger service providers have standardized on them, including some that we work with. But if you're unfamiliar with them, they're German products. The engineering, legacies from Germany. They're awesome at it. They own all their own manufacturing facilities. So they're building all of their own products, so that quality is unbelievably high compared to some of the other products that go out the doors here. So I just want to make sure I mention to that. They give a 3-year warranty on all their products, which is typically 2 years more than most of the standards for a lot of the other manufacturers. So a great, solid product which they back. Because it's lesser known, you're also going to face less competition on it. You'll be able to make higher margins because of it. So another reason, as a business owner and a reseller in this industry, if you want to make a little more money on the products you sell this brand, and you'll find that you're going to be able to make a little bit more money than you would on hardware typically. You also have to be in their program to take advantage of their post-sale support. So again, you can get them, but if you don't join up the program officially, you're going to have a tough time if you do want some support after the fact. Of course, you can always send in to us for support, but why not get it from the engineers that are building the product as opposed to VoIP Supply's experts sometimes. And again, if you want a way to break in using this product, they have desk phones, but that's not really the emphasis. If I sit down and talk to somebody from SNOM directly, they talked about their conference phones. They have 2 amazing conference phones, the CS520, CS620. These conference phones have a decked aspect that allows you to move the microphones off the base itself and put them strategically around the conference room as needed. The 620 is fully decked, so you can actually charge it, bring it, put it in the center of your conference room, or move it where you need to, or take it to another room. So a great product with some flexibility. Those, as you know, conference phones tend to be a little more expensive on the hardware side in this part of the industry, so why not have something that you can have some flexibility and maybe only have to get one instead of one for every conference room. So just a nice idea, and that'll get a beautiful product in your client's hands. And they'll be like, hey, what do these guys do? That way, if you want to sell them best phones too and you want to go back and use this as the brand, then you're in great shape because they already know their products are awesome. And before I leave that, I'm going to also mention the other way to do that is with their decked lineup. Because their decked phone lineup, when I talk about decked, I mean the mobility aspect. Those handheld devices, they have not only an awesome single-cell decked solution, and if you don't know what that is, ping me afterwards, but basically, one base and multiple handsets, they do an awesome multi-cell solution, which is really the time when we tend to leverage them the most, because that's a great solution for a larger mobility deployment in your VoIP solution. And I'm going to go to Fanville here and talk a little bit about them. Another great partner of ours where we do a full distribution agreement with them, and we can help you out tremendously. These guys have been great as they're launching and pushing into the U.S. market like never before, helping us with demo products and getting products out in your hands. But you need to register with these guys to do that, and then we'll get you in touch with some great support over there. And if you need these to test, we always keep a fleet of test units that you can bring in, evaluate, send them back to me when you're done beating them up. That, for almost anything we carry, we can help you with, but Fanville specifically has been great at supporting us in that. They got some really unique things about them, including the fact that these guys help you white label. So if you want to actually brand phones yourself, we should seriously talk about Fanville because they do it at the lowest quantities of any manufacturer out there. Some of the other guys on this screen will do that, but it costs, you need to buy thousands of units or hundreds and hundreds of faceplates and things like that. So a little easier to get in play with Fanville if that's something you're interested in. And if you've ever taken a look at some of their products too, they've got some really cool features with multi-screens built in. So you've got like a little BLF section on the phones. They've got this monster like mission control, the X210, which if you've got clients that like the old school key, the old key system type feel, they're hard to emulate on today's VoIP phones if there's not a lot of line appearances. This phone you can pretty much emulate Houston during the Apollo launches. So it's an amazing device. We sell a ton of them, as well as the rest of the lineup. And they just updated their X series, their X4 through 7 to X4U, 5U, 6U, all have better hardware, can run the higher end codecs. I have somebody testing them out there now. They're going to test out Opus on it and see how it goes. But there's a lot going on with Fanville. So, and if you want to hear their quality, it's pretty awesome. Their devices have the Harman Kardon speakers in them, and just nice to listen to. So just something to keep in mind. But definitely register for them. And Digium, I don't even want to talk about these guys because Sangoma, Digium, and VoIP Supply are all in the same family. I feel like I'm promoting ourselves here. But in case you don't know, that's a thing. So Sangoma is the parent company of that owns the free PBX, PBExact part of the industry, but because of the recent acquisition of Digium, now the entire Asterisk family is under one roof. So very cool. If you're a big fan of Switchvox, Digium has a lot to offer. Their official program gets you in touch with some great support and reps internally to Digium. They have a great workforce there that will help you through your solutions. You can deliver the on-site. In fact, I'm working with one of the select partners now with some tremendous on-site systems that they put in. A lot of people don't want to do cloud still. That's amazing, but there is definitely that element that does. And of all the phone systems you could put on-prem, the Switchvox system is very comprehensive, has unbelievable features that are super easy to use because Digium's been developing it for years. So it's fantastic. They also now have Digium Cloud Services, so yes, absolutely, you can deploy this in the cloud, and the same great group of people will support that. But you got to sign up and be a real partner to do all that, and take advantage of what there is to offer there. And that's enough about bragging about somebody in our own family, so I'm going to stop doing that right now. Why sign up through VoIP Supply? Yes, you can go all these manufacturers one at a time and fill out their forms and become registered, etc. But we want to know you're doing it too, and our reps that call on us from the various manufacturers want to know that and keep track of the fact that you want to buy through VoIP Supply, and we'll help you out with very aggressive pricing and margins and try to help protect your business that way. And through us, of course, and I talk about some new things every month from the various manufacturers on our reseller webinar, you're the first to know about products and updates if you're coming through us, all the special promotions and spiffs that the manufacturers have to offer and bring to us. We try to make sure that we keep that up on the site so that you know they're happening. We'll bring them to you first. We also work on co-branding marketing materials, and this is something that I'm going to let Mary talk for just a quick second if she's got a moment. She's been sitting here listening to me patiently, and I wanted to let her talk a little bit about the marketing department because they do a great job helping out our resellers as well.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Thanks for being with us today. Consider our marketing team part of yours. We would love to, help with any product imaging that you need. We're co-branded marketing materials. Even if you wanted to hop on a call with one of our team members to discuss an idea that you had, we're really here to help you and help support our sales team and help support you as a customer and your sales efforts. So we do have a section within our partner portal. So there are some sales sequence template emails, suggested emails that some of our sales reps use themselves to go to customers like yourself. But there are all sorts of materials on there within that portal that allow you to kind of, spin up your own campaigns a little bit quicker. So those are all available to you within our portal. But if there's something there, I've had some of Don's customers reach out, and we've set them up with some of their own campaigns that we created for them that were branded with their company's logos. But yeah, we are here to help you. Extension, like I said, consider us an extension of your own team.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it.
Sure.
She's the boss of marketing, so she's way better at it than I am. So to go on from there, the customer support thing, I want to mention a couple things about customer support. Not just our customer support, where you can leverage our customer service team when something goes wrong with a product. On the rare occasion, one of our great partners has something go defective, or there's a feature or function you can't quite get work the right way. I can either help you get support from our technical team internally, which we're glad to do. But keep in mind that with all these vendors, we have an awesome direct relationship. So if we can't figure it out, or if you need to take it a step further than we've been able to get to, we're going to reach out to the vendor on your behalf or get you on a conference call with somebody from the vendor, from the manufacturer, to help us through the problem. So please leverage us that way too. I had an issue the other day that came up on a product, and I didn't know about it because my reseller partner, who's awesome, decided he thought he would just tackle it himself. And I didn't even know there was an issue for 3 weeks into it. I feel like a really bad account manager at that point. And this guy calls me up, and I love talking to him, and I don't understand why when there's a problem too. I don't know if he's trying to be nice to me and shield me from it, but if he would just pick the phone and call me, like, okay, well, let's take these steps, and we can walk through it with our team and then with the manufacturer if we need to find out the right answer. At the very least, I'm going to help you, recoup some of the loss here or all of the loss, because I'm going to help you get it at the very least in return. But what are we going to do to replace that product now because it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, or you're using it in a way that we didn't get to when we were building out the solution? So I was feeling a little guilty for not having kind of discovered all the way through. But when that happens, on an occasion that happens, please come to me, come to your sales rep here, and we're going to leverage not only our team to come up with a fix, or if it can't be fixed, a solution that's going to be an alternate solution. That's the other cool thing about working with us, because if one of my solutions doesn't work in your platform, well, guess what? We'll find you a different one, and we'll make the customer happy first, and then we'll figure out anything else after the fact, how to get everything back to whole. And that's something that we pride ourselves on, to do the best that we can for that. And this is something I want to talk about, because even though if you're a reseller near my actual partner program, you probably know a little bit about our drive to try to help our reseller community get to a monthly recurring revenue model. A better way to keep the lights on is knowing you're billing at the beginning of the month. So this is something where VoIP Supply did hardware for 17 years so far, right? And we're pretty good at it. A couple years ago, we engaged with various service providers, some of the top in the industry. In fact, they're probably all top in the industry, at least in some aspect or another. And we're master agents. So by signing up with our reseller program, you can become an agent basically of all these different solutions that we offer, which you can view in our partner portal. And this will help you grow your recurring revenue. And I'm truly a believer of one size doesn't necessarily fit all. So if you're finding something that your client wants and you're trying to shoehorn them into your solution that you're normally offering, and you're finding there's something missing, a feature, the ability to do, I don't know, dial an international number, there's all kinds of things I can think of here. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Those of you on there that know me know I don't like to go more than basically half an hour at any webinar I do, because then I just feel like I'm talking too much. But these guys, it's another aspect, another set of partners that you can leverage through VoIP Supply. So yeah, on the hardware side, yeah, that's what we're known for. But this aspect of the industry, the recurring revenue, highly encourage you to talk to me about it or your sales rep here about it, how you're going to earn residuals. We're very generous with our residuals. They are evergreen with the exception of maybe one partner in our entire portfolio. And that exception, of course, we'll let you know who that is if that's a direction you want to go. But it can be all these branded services. So I don't want to talk too much about it because, learning a VoIP solution and features and functions, there's a ton of depth. So I could talk about broad voice, but I could talk about Nextiva, I could talk about Pantera. It's better if you go up on our site as a partner, and if you don't have access to it, that's a problem, because if you're on here, you should be at least in our partner portal. So let us know, let your rep know. If you go up to my account and you click on that portal and you're not hitting, or when you log in as yourself, you're not hitting our partner portal page to start out, you're not signed up the right way. So make sure you see us after this webinar for that. And then you can take a look at the solutions, the features, and the pricing schedules for all these different services, and learn how to make awesome cloud sales, recurring revenue sales, and have a really happy customer base. So take advantage of that, earn those high residuals, and as you do more aggregate business with us on the service side, take advantage of hardware rebates. So that's part of that same program. So, and then of course, I'll encourage you, call in, let us know if you need something, because you're taking advantage of a lot of experience here in this industry by doing so. Here I am talking about things I like to talk about. So this is something that, if you don't know we do this, I know a lot of you are delivering your services and any installations you're doing directly to your end users to give them that handheld service that they love, and that's why they're your customers. But I want to be here to help you too. So if you want to scale and grow, if you take advantage of some of the things we can do for you, we can free you up to do that on-site delivery and that part of it, the training and helping your clients understand how your services work, by giving you more time, because we can help you by provisioning the devices for you, or even a full-blown PBX for you before it arrives. I'm about to do that for a client for over 100 devices, and he's excited because he wants it to get there, and he knows how much that is to put all over the place. So we're going to open all those boxes. We're going to make sure they're all talking to the PBX, and everything's going to happen before it even gets there. And then we've got support after the fact. So once he gets there and puts it on, if he's got some things he wants to tweak, we're going to give him some phone support on that too, on the installation side. So those are things that we can do and offer you to help bolster your business, help take some of the dirty work, the opening of the cartons and all that stuff off your plate, so you can minimize that. So hopefully that's something you can take advantage of if you ever need it. If it's you might land that deal where you're used to doing 20 phones at a time for your partners, but all of a sudden you got one that's 300 phones. Well, let us touch them for you and take a lot of that work off your plate. A little bit more about that. If you are in our fulfillment program and you are doing this on a regular basis, meaning you're putting endpoints out all the time, it's part of your business. It's not just something you're doing once in a while as an MSP, but it's something you're doing because that's the focus of your business. You're focusing on communications, you're focusing on doing these, and you're doing 100 phones a month or whatever, and you just want to have a really easy way to do that. We can help you with the business automation of that through our VoIP fulfillment program. We have a secure user portal, and you can see all the things that are going on with your orders and placing orders real time. You can do it manually. You can do CSV file uploads. You can do APIs. So we have a lot of ways that you can get your orders to us so that you can do it with a minimum effort at your side. And then as they go out the door, see them happening and see what's going on, see the tracking, get all that information about your order, all the MAC addresses, things you want to do after the fact. They're still all residing in that portal. So if you ever need something, we can help you with not only getting the things provisioned and packaged and get the logistics of the back and forth shipping and RMAs off your table, that part of the portal you can leverage, that API, and what we do is a ton of custom reporting. So you can go in there and say, hey, I need to know everything I bought this year. Or I need to know the MAC addresses and all these devices or these orders. It's all in there. And if you need some custom baked reporting, Our engineering team will help you with that. So just gotta be a little patient. Sometimes we're building something new. It's a net new type report, or maybe something another client's already taken advantage of that we just don't put out there in spam. But there's a ton of reporting, a ton of automation, and a lot of things that we can do to help you keep track of where your business has gone, where your orders are going, and to make sure it's all happening correctly. Let me know if you need any of that. That's my baby. I work on this every day. Again, we do a lot of setup, so it can be phones, it can be PBXs, and if there are ways to upload config files into routers, gateways, or things for you that way, we can do that. So there's multiple types of devices we can handle for you, not just the actual phones themselves and endpoints. I didn't mention ATAs here, but they're obviously a little simpler. But at the end of the day, those can be some really big, deployments depending on what type of business you're running. So let us do that. If you need anything put together, we do product assembly or kitting too. So we can do that for you before it hits the road. There may be a product you're sending out with your solution that VoIP Supply doesn't even know what it is, and that's fine because I could bring it in here, store it for you, stage it, and get it out the door together. I've got somebody that asked me, hey, can you put these together for me? They're basically like MiFi equivalent devices where you got to put SIM cards in for them and everything before they go because they're coming from different places. Sure, we'll receive it all. We'll inventory it all. It all becomes SKUs in our system. We package them up for you, ship them out real time. Or if it's just one big project, you may want to leverage us because you're sending to 100 or 200 locations, and that's not normally what you do, and they're not near you. So instead of having to figure out how you're going to send out to 100 locations, let us figure that out for you. That's what we do. And of course, by us doing that, we have some large capabilities. Everyone on here, you're everywhere from SMBs on up. So just think about, hey, as I grow, how do I do that? Leverage us, because this is a pretty cool way to grow your business without having to hire more manpower, without having to worry about how you're going to handle a large inventory if you're working out of just an office space and don't have a big warehouse attached to it. Let us know. We can help you out with it. And as you grow, tell us what your next need is, and we'll help you find a way to deliver on it. Another part of growing business is how do the big guys offer free phones for their contracts? How do they do that? Well, most of them are offering some type of rental program, devices as a service program. I mentioned that earlier about Poly specifically. And yes, you can do Poly products on the VoIP Supply devices as a service program as well. But beyond that, if you're delivering other vendors that we carry, we mentioned Grandstream earlier, we mentioned Snom earlier, we mentioned, and I'm going to forget somebody, they're going to get mad at me, so pretend I didn't start that path. But anything else that we carry, most of it is on this rental program already, and our partner that we work with, even if it's not, I can go to them and say, hey, this is our device that we sell out of our catalog. It's a vendor you already know. Can we add it? And they'll add it. So we have a very flexible partner here with the rental program that we offer. They do have some minimums. They want to know that you've been in business for a while. They want to know that you're doing a fair amount of business. The thing about that is it may not fit. We're working currently, and I'm not going to overpromise here, but I want to talk about the fact that if you've worked with a partner out there and they've shot you down because your business isn't big enough or you're not doing enough volume, come and let me know. Right now what I'm doing is working with our partner that backs us up on this program to try to lower the bar from a requirement standpoint. So, we want to help you grow your business. We want to help you get rolling. If you're not making a requirement on a rental program out there somewhere, let me know. Poly's they're a big player. Their program's well established, and they've got some big clients. So their bar is pretty high. Not to say that it's not an awesome program, because it absolutely is, but you may need to hit a pretty high bar to get in that program. Our bar is a little lower within our program, and on top of that, we're going to work further still to try to build a way for our smaller partners to really get rolling and help you grow and get launched on this part of the business if you haven't been focused on it. So let me know about that. That's important. And again, if you struggled in the past, even if I mention the name to you guys when we talk about this program, if it's somebody that shot you down in the past, it might be a partner that's rethinking that strategy with us. So we're going to help them help you. So call me, let me know. This, I have no idea, was this slide. And I said that because Mary's sitting here. I lied. So this may be, this may actually be your centerpiece. You may be delivering VoIP solutions, and that's your focus solely. But as you know, on our site, we've got thousands and thousands of products. And there may be something on our site you want to have nothing to do with. And this is a common for, I don't know, maybe headsets is a good example, because it's adjacent to what you do. And then later on when someone says, hey, I need a headset, do you have time to drop what you're doing? I consider headsets the hardest, easy thing that we sell. because it's really about people's preferences and choices and things like that. So if you just want to send folks to us to buy that stuff, be in our affiliate program. And that way you can get credit for sales for folks that you send over to us. And I don't want to, I mean, I can read down the bullet points, but Mary's here, and because she put me on the spot for some of this, I'm putting her on the spot, and she knows more about the affiliate program, which isn't fully out yet. So again, I'm going to, Mary, could you help me with this one?
Sure. So this is a true sneak peek. We haven't officially launched it, but being that you guys are here and we're not having a regular webinar, reseller webinar series, we kind of wanted to give the people who attended this webinar the opportunity to learn a little bit about what we're going to be launching. And as Don said, I think the headset thing is a great example. We get a lot of partners that just say, I just want to send somebody to you. Well, that's great, but we also want to give you guys credit and a way to earn money off of doing something like that. So the portal will be launched. Once you do have to sign up. There are a couple small criteria that you have to meet, and you'll probably get an email from me directly once you are approved to let your rep know. And from that point, you'll have access within your normal login. It's just going to be another tab. It's called the affiliate, and you just click in there. You will be able to see all the orders that you are sending over, what your customers are ordering. There's some nice analytics too in there. So I would say it's almost similar to an the Amazon affiliate program. So if you're referring customers over to Amazon, you know, you could start referring them over to us. I believe our starting percent on orders is going to be 3%, and that's not to say that we're going to run different promotions. So maybe for the month, and again, I don't want to overpromise or say anything here, but Don's shaking his head. Yes.
Very salesy of you.
But you know, for the month of December, we could pick a different product line and say on these specific products you can earn X larger percentage. So it's as simple as creating a unique URL within the account, and then you just either share that out to your customers or you place it on your website, and then it's all tracked in that portal. And there's a 45-day holding period, and then the commissions become available. And I believe the minimum right now that you have to meet in that is $250 before you can actually pull a commission out. We're letting partners decide how they want to receive those, whether it be electronic transfer, a check, or credit on your VoIP Supply account. So it's pretty exciting. I'm excited about it. I've introduced it to a couple partners that we're working with. They're excited to be able to share this out with their sales team so that they can earn a little bit more on business that they're generating. Back to you, Don.
Oh, this is like a correspondence thing. I like it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm excited about this because we've had over the years, I have had countless requests for something like this, and we almost had it a couple times and never had it quite lined up the way this is going to work out. So I'm pretty excited about it, actually. But if you want to become a partner, please reach out to myself, and I'm going to leave the chair for a minute so you've got my vitals. That's my direct dial number, my email. I would be glad to help you. If you already work with another rep here, don't hesitate to reach out to your rep to talk about anything you saw today or anything else that comes up along the way that you can take advantage of being a reseller through VoIP Supply. So I really encourage that. I am going to ask if there's any Q&A there's out there. I'm going to take a quick peek here to see if anybody of you have been feverishly typing along the way, unless I just, mishandle this whole thing. And here I am taking a peek right now to see what kind of questions we might have. Dave, your comment about how good I look does not count. But I did get a question about kind of the difference between a reseller program through VoIP Supply versus what our manufacturers offer. And I guess the easy way to say that is you can take advantage of things, and we know who's in our partner, so we're going to send you direct promotions for anything we carry. Whereas the manufacturers, they all have their own requirements and things that you can take advantage of only if you're registered directly with them as well. So that's why we encourage you to do that, but we want to do it through our site. That way our partners know that we're promoting them, and our partners, and therefore, will treat our customers awesome. So We want that to happen. So there's differences, and just note that almost anywhere on our site where there's a brand that's one of our major brands and they have one, we've got it posted there so you can easily get to it from our site. That way you don't have to hunt for it on every single website out there. So as you're looking through stuff, you're like, hey, that looks like a cool product. Check the brand page for them and say, oh, wow, there's a way to sign up too. And then we'll know, that you want some help with it or that you're interested in their programs. So.
And demo units too. We have a pretty easy to join demo program, and you don't have to join it, but if you guys are interested in seeing any demo units from any of the partners that we had here, or even brands that you see on our website that maybe weren't in this presentation, but if you're looking to test any of those devices, reach out to your rep or Don, because we're pretty flexible with that. We certainly want to help you guys explore new products, and that's the avenue to do it. It's a 30-day trial period where you won't be charged at all, and we have been known to extend that trial period because we realize people get busy. So I encourage you to reach out about demos. You don't have to pay anything for them. We just ask that they are true demos, that they come back to us. But it is a nice program that I know a lot of our resellers have been taking advantage of.
Yeah, exactly, Mary. Thank you. It's a good point. With the manufacturers, there are NFR programs, and they may be very generous with them, but they can take a little longer because that's not really a distribution location. So they've got to talk to somebody who talks to somebody, gets an address, ships it out. So if you need something in a hurry to put through the paces, we can get it out of our library in our lab here, send it to you right away. So we're very quick. So even though, and that doesn't exclude you from using theirs as well. You want one forever, use their NFR program, get a highly discounted device. Grandstream's a good example of that. They allow a certain amount per year for their devices. Grab some of that in the NFR level, keep them and beat them up forever. With ours, we want them back because we want to make sure that everyone's going to get a chance to use that, and we can't just give out mountains of stuff, but we want to have them there and available for you. So just put them through their paces. And that's really all I had. I had one more question pop up, but I think Mary ended up covering that along the way by talking about kind of the marketing materials and the concept of co-branded efforts to help you market your solution and the various products that you carry. So I'm going to skip through that one. Thank you very much again for attending today, and we'll be reaching out to you afterwards as well. And I, again, appreciate your support, appreciate your business. And if you're not doing business with us yet, why not? Call me and let me know why.